team is slaying. Especially you, Sean. Go up. I see you, Papi. Go up, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. She said solo, solo, ow.
Super clear. Yes, yes, girl.
My favorite thing about this number is that you have legit opportunities for solos, and that's really how life works out.
So cute. Oh my god, I love this concept. Hey, I love these little solo moments. It's nice to see like these little couple seconds of people just popping. It's really fun. So fun. Great energy, great attack, guys. Just like absolutely killing it.
What a cool concept for a hip hop number. I'm all about it. Such versatile songs and styles. Choreography 100, 100, 100.
Hey friends, what's going on? It's your boy here, Mama Drew, here with episode 3 of Catch That Chick, Carmen. Behind the scenes talk and footage of just kind of deep diving and going into my little brain of mine as far as, you know, each specific section or part of the routine regarding the line and production that I made for my students at Fierce Dance Company in Staten Island, New York. In this episode, we're going to deep dive into the second country that we went into. If you guys have been keeping up, episode 1 was more so just a generalization of why I wanted to create the piece, the backstory to why I chose Carmen, the wardrobe, the dancers, the sections, the specific, my specific point of view as far as who was going to be what and whatnot. So at this point, guys, you know from this moment forward, going into each chapter or episode, it's going to be talking about each destination that we literally took, or I took the dancers, I guess you can say, on a journey in order to catch Carmen and her villains. The last episode, you guys saw the routine to Don't Jealous Me, which I did as a solo, and then I also released a video showing the dancers hitting my steps. So with episode 3, we're going to do the exact same thing. With this, when am I going to drop this? Sometime next week, I guess. I'm going to release the students doing my choreography, and then I'm also going to show you a video of me doing the steps as well. Now, the beautiful thing about this one in episode 3 is I actually, okay, so there's so much I want to say. I get so excited. So with episode 3, if you remember, our next stop is Argentina, right? Now, when you think Argentina, you think Spanish culture, you think, you know, something to do with, once again, it's an ethnic type of country, right? It's not America. It is not episode 2 where we were in southeastern Africa, you know, and now we are in a completely different time zone and different portion of the world. So I said to myself, just like in Africa, I said, we need to choose a song, once again, not trying to be cliche or stereotypical, but I needed to choose a song that really fit and matched the country perfect. And the Selena song that I picked actually, that routine, or when I created that routine, that actually was created in 2019, I want to say. It was definitely a while ago. And I remember I actually taught that as a combo at Fierce too, not knowing that I was even going to be asked to do a line of production. So it was funny because as I'm going through like the Rolodex of routines that I've ever done, fun fact, I actually, every single song, every routine that I've ever done, I write it down, jot it, and save it in like a file. So then just in case I want to maybe venture back to it, I can. Just a fun fact. Anyway, and I remember I'm going through the Rolodex of songs and I'm like, this song's not working. This song's not working. Because at this point, I needed to build it up even more, right? We just did dum ba dum da 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 da. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So I needed another song that was going to be another. I needed the roller coaster to do that. Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, and I'm going through that list that I just mentioned, the fun fact list, and I said, Selena. And from there, I knew I knew that had to be the section that had to go for Fears had already learned that routine, so it was more of a refresh, right? So my thing, especially in this comp world, is I've noticed judges like cleanliness. I mean, who doesn't like clean dancers? But when it deals with a lot of students on stage, it's very rare that back line and then the line in the front of dancers are on point. It's real life, okay? You know, it's very rare for a whole group of dancers to be very unison, to be on top of their game, and for every single one of those dancers to be on the beat and hitting the steps the way that the choreographer wanted it to happen. So at this point, when I had just learned out about the fact that I was going to be doing, you know, this piece or whatever, I said, boom, perfect. They should know it. Excuse me. This is more of like a cleaning thing at this point now. So it was a no-brainer. It felt great. I had to create so many other sections of choreography, like the intro, the Africa section, which you guys saw in episode 2. The following chapters, every single piece following this was brand new choreography. So, for a fun fact for those of you who did not know, this was the only portion of the routine that I already had choreographed. I had taught it at other studios, other dancers. If you probably were at the comp, you probably knew the choreography. This was the only section of choreography that initially, when I taught this, was more of a new, hey, Mama Drew just came out with a new, you know, street jazz combo. Boom, 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 yeah? So, as you guys know, the villain that got caught in the last episode was Ava in Southeastern Africa, and then in Argentina, Sean was the one that got captured. So Sean was the villain, as you guys know. Sean was great. Sean was great here. The judges ate him up. They loved his showmanship. They loved how he performed this. I'll never forget, there was one comp where the judge was like, I see you, Sean. I see you, Sean. I see you, Papi. I see you, Papi. Hey, 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 hey. And it was really funny. It was cute. They really, really adored Sean in this section. The judges loved the fact that it was Salina. I remember there was a judge who, she said it just like that. Don't get mad at me because I just said it like that, okay? The judge said it like that. And yeah, the piece starts, you know, with all of the trainees, which is pretty much everyone else outside of the detectives and Carmen and the villains, and they do this with Carmen. So it's the whole entire sleuths in training and Carmen. They hit the steps and everything, boom, boom, and then all of a sudden, 3 detectives in the trench coats come out. And it is Amanda, Gianna, Alexis, and Nikki. Those were the 4. Yeah, there were 4 detectives. And they come out. As soon as they come out, everyone scatters, right? The villains, I mean. So in this moment, Carmen also danced with Sean and Caitlin, who are the villains. And then, you know, Caitlin, once Carmen sees, you know, the 4 detectives that I just mentioned, you know, Caitlin comes to her rescue in a sense, and they go off to another country, and you know what I'm trying to say? And then Sean was like the one that was going to be left at, I'll take care of them, you guys go, you know, to kind of sacrifice their life. You know, we've all seen like a Chicago PD episode where that happens, and someone wants to be the hero and wants to take on the you know, the people that they need to take care of. But yeah, that was the whole mindset there. Prior to that happening, the other detectives had already gone off. The 4 girls come in, and then Sean, you know, is taking the lead, and then all of a sudden it's like Sean versus 4, right? And then eventually, you guys know, Sean gets captured, and you know, Nikki does like a little glide. She grabs him by the shirt, and they walk off. And that was pretty much that whole mindset as far as how I wanted to stage it, and there had to be a lot of going on and going off too. You know, I just had almost 20 dancers hitting the steps in their little, you know, varsity coats, and then they veer off, and then you have 4 coming in from stage right, then you have the 3 with Carmen and the 2 villains on stage left, and then the 2 go off, and then it's just a point, and then everything else. So I think it's always strategic when you're putting together a piece to show a lot of layer and a lot of dimension, to show visually from an audience's perspective, like things moving consistently. You never want things to constantly be in the same spot, because then after a while it gets boring, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was pretty much the whole mindset and the theme behind Argentina. And yeah, that's how I wanted to close out this episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Coming up now, as most of you know the formula for my videos, here is, that's not the right grammar. There we go. Here are my students at Fierce Dance Company hitting the steps to my street jazz combination to Salina Baila. I think it's something else. It's called Baila Esta. Ah, that's what it is. I just remembered it. It's called Baila Esta Cumbia. Baila. Okay, anyway. Here they go, hitting the steps beautifully and wonderfully. Thank you guys for always catching in and staying glued and just being interested in what's going on in here creatively as an artist. It's the best job in the world. There's nothing else I would want to do. And I'm just thankful and blessed that I get to do this on a day-to-day basis and live my best life. So here you go. Give these kids a round of applause. They are phenomenal at what they do. Mama Drew loves you, and I can't wait to see what this season brings. Here they go, kids. Hit those steps in 3, 2, 1.
Gumshoes. Carmen Sandiego and her gang of Vino vagabonds has struck again.
Vamos a bailar.
Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Todos vamos a bailar. Algo que me mueve, un ritmo que me hace bailar. Todos su pareja, todos vamos a gozar. Baila esa cumbia, mueve la cintura. Todos las manos en alto y griten con locura. Baila, hey. Baila, hey. Vamos a bailar. Baila, hey. Baila, hey. Vamos a bailar. Vamos a bailar. Vamos a bailar. Ten con locura. Ten con locura.